Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch an early Kevin Bacon movie. This one's called 40 Deuce. Let's check it out. What you just saw was a boy in a bed. I guess he's 12 years old and he just died. These are some of the lowlifes in New York City.
Hey, I'll use that fucking twerp on my facilities. Don't bring that kid in. Ricky, let him stay on the arm. Take off one fucking night. Ricky and Bo married again? Fuck. You were kind of sick today, Ogie. That was some bad dirt, boy.
Boys are into drugs.
Coke, speed, coke,
prostitution.
coke, speed, coke.
Hey Craig, I got some electronic shit, you know, calculated stuff like that, you know everybody.
Here's Kevin Bacon.
16, that's okay. 16, I can handle 16. Or maybe say 15, I can handle 15. How do I explain to Mike about 12, huh? How do I explain a 12-year-old to Mike? I ain't got no agency operation in Tesco. All we got is bang and walk. You can't work with a 12-year-old that roams on a square.
Independent?
Yeah, like last night I was out of town. I get eat out by this Long Island. He tells me about his wife. Asshole works Wall Street in shoes to his dyed hair. Wears these $40 faded jeans. Wants me to talk dirty? His underwear is bleached. He sniffs my bits, makes a face. Fuck, I washed this morning. It's more because you're so fucking
They all go back to the, or I'm sure this guy goes back to the place.
And like I was saying before,
Doesn't realize the kid is dead.
maybe we team up. Take you over to the Haymarket. Introduce you. Gotta hang out somewhere. That's a rip, kid.
And here they realize he's
Kid
dead.
is gagged.
That's E.C. Morales.
She knew this Danish. Ladies will cry when he sees one.
And now they
That's a
argue.
dead kid you're talking about, Augie. Get fucking on off me, go home,
I think it's Augie's apartment.
Kill this fetus. Speaks escaped in by a little poisoned up over his 25-cent you could blow. I have big bucks for the pussies. This I know. So what does that feel? I love it.
And here we can get some views of what I believe is 42nd Street in New York City, circa early 80s. With a little reggae beat. Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams and Neighbors playing. And from here on out, midway through the film, we go split screen.
You wanna take it with you? Hey. Peace. And that old ass was upstate. I'll be some.
So they had this plan to have this guy named Roper come over to sleep with the 12-year-old.
Specialty piece of very young chicken.
They're gonna get him stoned so he doesn't realize the kid's dead.
And I'll keep the nigga happy till I use the fucking card. I don't want you here. Card, you know, you go to this bank, they.
And here we meet Orson Bean.
Hey, Mr. Roper. Have a seat. Remember Bo?
Hey, Mr. Roper.
Of course. How are you, Flo? We had a session, when was it? Several months ago. It's top quality
They
product.
talk about kids as products.
Quality product. Augie should be on this conversation. He loves talking product. I indulge him, of course. Do you know why, Flo?
No, Mr. Roper, why?
Why? Well, sometimes I think that treating you kids as product is our way of keeping you at arm's length. On 6:30, it's one thing, don't you see? Oh, Ricky, you can connect to it.
Hey, Mr. Roper, I think you must be horny. You want to buy cock and somebody rip your back?
Horny, bro. At least this grass is lethal.
Why? We'll smoke another one. Get fucked up.
I never abdicate control when I'm messing with trade.
They're gonna get 'em all
Is that you're unpredictable.
Hey, Mr. Roper.
Stoned.
Now down on your knees licking my back.
Like, if you didn't jack off for 12 years, that's what this kid is like. You'd be sorry. You don't try it, Mr.
You'll be
Roper.
sorry later, Mr. Roper.
You a man, Mr. Roper. You got to show this kid some real fucking cock. Oh, you never seen any real fucking cock, Mr. Roper. Not like you're gonna show him. Fuck you to the death.
Well, he's all in now.
Only I don't believe I'm going to fuck you after all. Too bad. You're lying there expecting me to tail into you, aren't you? You think by playing dead animal, I really make a mess of you, don't you? Well,
he was led to believe the kid is just stoned, passed out. He can do anything he wants to him. Not sure what's wrong with him here.
Oh, you put it on. Put it on! Put it on! Put it on! Put it on! Hey, you know what I fucking mean?
I don't know, he fell asleep next to him. I don't know if he did anything with him or not, but later on they pull him off of him.
Hands off that kid. Get your fucking hands off him. Oh, now we're fucked.
Now he's hiding under the
You
bed.
don't touch the kid, that's all. She's dead, asshole. You don't touch him, that's all. Get out of there, you pussy. Oh, that man, you touch him good, Vicky. You don't got something to shoot under the bed. Oh, fuck. No, you're shitting me. Hey, she's under there shaking like a pickaninny. Hi, Mr. Lover. Got any money off the rich? Yeah, top of the box. The box ain't blowing, the niggas coming in. You're joking.
And Augie comes home.
You fucking tell Mike? No, I didn't. Miss Roper? You know me. It's Augie. Hey, tell Mike, Augie. Mr. Roper, it's up. Tell Mike. I answered the fucking question. So who tell Mike? Whoa.
Augie sends Mr. Roper home.
Hey, Mr. Roper, Mike wants I should take you home. Augie. Hey, you get fucked up. Fucking happens, Mr. Roper. You know what I mean?
What about the niggas?
Huh? Oh, cops take care of that. You tell me. You want to try standing up? Come on, that's right.
Mike ain't gonna go blasting, all right?
Shut your cocksucker.
He's not really dead, Augie.
Of course not, Mr. Roper.
Just a bad joke.
It's a bozo scene. It ain't real.
Not real at all.
Man, this is your briefcase, right, Mr. Roper? We get you a cab. You go home, you get in a hot tub. Mikey sends you his compliments. Says he will take care of everything.
Sleep by the
The
toilet.
movie ends with them just leaving.
Cover cuts of 3 of them. Where? By the toilet. Where the fuck was you over there? Where? At the Toyota, Nazi. And if you look convertible?
That fucking mule thing was going to pick you up.
A Mazda? Where is it? Where? I'm at the toilet. Where? I'm fucking
Okay, let's talk about 40 Deuce. It does say 40 there on the side, and then Deuce. I believe that's a reference to 42nd Street in New York City. I never actually realized that until today. I read up on this movie. Some of the reviews, there's very few reviews about this movie out there, actually, because it's not available on videotape or DVD, except in France. It was released on VHS in France, which is where I think this copy came from. This is a DVD-R, of course. I had a bootleg VHS of this about 15 years ago as well. Now I got a DVD-R of it, so there you go. The reviews that I did find say it's a very good portrayal of what the grimy 42nd Street looked like in the early 80s prior to the city cleaning it all up and getting all that crap out of there. And it certainly is a grimy portrayal. Now, this movie was directed by Paul Morrissey, who was one of Andy Warhol's people. He directed, like, Andy Warhol's Dracula, Frankenstein, I think Trash and Bad, all those movies. Very highly associated with Warhol back in the 60s and 70s. He directed this thing, starring Kevin Bacon and E.C. Morales and Orson Bean, of all people. I guess it was based on a Broadway play, or a play, I'm not sure if it was, I think off-Broadway, put it that way. To be honest with you, I didn't really care for this movie that much. It's very talky and preachy. It plays like a play, so it just didn't seem to coordinate on the film very well, I thought. You have a bunch of, for lack of a better term, lowlifes in New York City. They're into drugs and prostitution and all kinds of things. It kind of flows around. There's one guy who has a 12-year-old boy, which I guess there was some gay sex going on in his bed, and the kid dies. I think he died of an overdose. And then they don't know what to do with the body, so they decide they're going to get this guy, Orson Bean, his name is Mr. Roper. They're going to get him over there and basically trick him into like sleeping with the kid, having sex with him, whatever, and then pinning the death on him, like, hey man, you killed him. Like, hey, don't worry, he's just passed out, you can do anything with him, blah, blah, blah. Get Mr. Roper high, and so he doesn't even realize what's going on. And I don't know, I think that's exactly what happened, but they never really, I don't know, I was kind of confused as to what was going on. At one point, Mr. Roper woke up, we hid underneath the bed, and then eventually they got him out of there and he left, and I don't know, the movie just kind of ended. I didn't quite understand it or get it, but whatever, right? Like I said, I didn't care too much for this movie, but I guess it's an interesting little relic. Kevin Bacon did this between Friday the 13th and Footloose, and he wasn't quite famous yet, but he was close, so... Yeah, and E.C. Morales, I think he made this movie the same year that he made Bad Boys, or maybe it was the year before, I don't know. From New York City to Chicago in that movie. Anyway, it's called 40 Deuce. Maybe it's streaming somewhere, I don't know. Did seem to have French subtitles on this. Like I said, maybe you can find it, I don't know. But if you've seen it, let me know what you think about it. This grimy, dirty film, leave some comments down below. We'll talk about it. It's called 40 Deuce. Watch it. Bye.